What makes a build feel alive? I've been asking myself this question for the last couple days, and I think I may have an answer for it. I'd like to think it's having some sort of personal connection with a build. If you haven't seen my last couple episodes, I've started working on making this small town Florida area, which has been going really good. But today, I'll be making my biggest, most detailed addition to the area, which will be my storage room. It's based off this restaurant on a pier from St. Augustine I think it's called Santa Maria's. Sadly, it was demolished a few years back, but the reason I bring up a personal connection is I actually grew up in this sort of environment, and that just really motivates me to want to bring this area and these builds to life. But we have a lot of work to do to bring this area to life. First of all, we have to push this land back here a bunch, which will be it'll definitely be a project. Along with making a start on the materials, which I need to get just about pretty much every block in the game for this build. It's really complicated. So I think first I'm going to head to a coral reef, I think, since I need to go get coral, and there should be one not crazy far from here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop dilly-dallying and go get me some coral. All right, we are back at the base here now, and yeah, I've got all my materials. So that took forever. I've got all my materials sitting here. Now, we still have to push the land back here, which I'll get into in a second. So yeah, coral went well, even though in my little skip there, it did not go very well. Now, I've gotten a lot of really annoying materials. There's a lot of like little small things. Here, let me see if I can find a good example of that. Like, yeah, there's so many just little small annoying things to get. So I think I'm kind of ready now to actually push back this land, so I'm gonna start working on that. Alright, this is VoiceOver Zay here, and I just kind of want to talk about some of the terrain I've done here and how I'm doing things and sort of just, yeah, my thought process and what I'm doing here just in the area, you know. So, when it comes to this terrain, I don't really have a lot to talk about, seeing as a lot of it is pretty flat. One thing I did do in the last episode, which I've kind of tried to correct here now, is I am doing a little bit more of a slope since last episode was more marsh terrain, is completely flat. But you'll notice near, if you've ever been to any beaches in real life, that they have this sort of slope up, especially right next to the water, because the water kind of erodes on that terrain there to create that little bit of a slope. So yeah, Florida terrain is flat, but it's not completely flat, right? So I'm going to start correcting that in the future. Now here, you'll see I have these empty inputs here, which I'm gonna fill with stone temporarily, since this is just kind of a basic area I'm sort of filling in to lay out where I want my roads to be in the future and the parking lot for the restaurant. So I don't have a super concrete plan of where I want everything to be yet. So I just sort of laying out this road, and I think next episode, over to the left of the shot, I am going to add a aquarium. So I can later add to this road development and create sort of a street layout with it and just sort of expand off of it. But yeah, that is my terrain all complete for the build. Alright, so we're back here now that my terrain is done. I still have some polishing up, and I need to add some terrain and grass and stuff, but seeing as I have all the materials for my restaurant now, I think the only thing left to do is to get into actually building up my storage room. So I'm gonna get started here on the restaurant. Okay, and we are done with the storage room building. So this was a long project. It took me 6 hours to build this in survival. It was definitely a lot of placing, but I have a lot to talk about with this build. I want to talk about some of the tricks and things I've used on it, and just, yeah, kind of go around the whole thing, because there's a lot to talk about on this one. It doesn't look like a ton, but there's definitely a lot of tricks in here, including the interior, which I'll get into in a minute. So in real life, on the building, there is the sign here. I need to write some stuff in here, and there's some signs, like an open sign there that I need to die with stuff still, and things like that. I got my power line here that connects. It's just using chains, but I think it works. Oh, I still need to move that portal into here. That's not the prettiest. So I've used a wooden effect here, kind of using corals and signs to get this liney effect in the wood, which I used in the last episode on the house to kind of test for this. So yeah, and I think it really works good. And I've added some light gray concrete powder here to kind of act as a shadow, like this roof is casting a shadow a bit on this wall. You'll see something that I've been doing a lot in my builds lately is adding touches of color to things. So, for instance, there's some blue and greens in the lighthouse, and there's some yellows and pinks on my house there. Now here, I've used things like green and, of all things, the barked mangrove wood for like these touches of purple, mixing it with crimson on these supports here. I've also used hanging signs here as a railing, which is a cool trick that you can use instead of just using regular fences. I did use regular fences here, but I think it looks better with the hanging signs here. Now, I want to move on inside. So inside, oh, I hate that these pressure blades flip these trapdoors. It's really annoying. So inside here, I got help with the interior from Zaborian, a guy who is on a server where I designed this. So shout out to him. And also Carson helped me with my actual storage room in there. He's on the server that I play on for my videos here. He's fantastic at interiors. Now, this section here is just for things I collect throughout the season, and for instance, trophies or little relics I might want to put in here or anything like that. I've got these sort of stained glass hanging lanterns I've tried to give the effect of the real restaurant. It has stuff like that. I can put a picture up on screen right now. I've got the front desk here with the name of the restaurant, which I want to dye this yellow, I'm pretty sure. Got the cashier register. A fish tank here, which I can put, I guess if I have a special fish I want to put in here, I can. Now, in here in the hallway, again, I've got the stained glass stuff. I've got little, like, buoys and decorations and, you know, fishing nets and stuff on the wall to give this sort of just fishing tropical feel. And here is the storage room that Carson designed for me. I still have to label things and get everything labeled and good for actually, you know, having it be a storage room. But yeah, I am really happy with how this has come out. I don't know, I still like the lighthouse more as my favorite build I've done here so far, but this is a pretty close second. Now, in the next episode, I am going to build an aquarium. One I used to go to as a kid, actually. So I am extremely passionate about building that over in that area. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, as it helps me a lot to keep making videos like this. And big thank you to my members, Carson, Max L, this guy, Build with Mag, and Skywalker. Thank you so much for your guys' support. If you want to support me further, I have the Buy Me Coffee in the link in the description, and also I have a Discord if you guys want to chat or share your builds or anything like that. But yeah, this has been Builds by Zay. Bye-bye now.